WTSS Evening Extravaganza in honor of the class of 2011. Channel 7, that's God's perfect number, you know. Very happy to welcome each of you to this evening's special event entitled Under the Sea. And now, a word from our sponsors. Have you seen the bandages from Branson & Branson? Of course I haven't. They're invisible. They go with practically anything, but are they really invisible? Of course they are. They stay right in the box that they're invisible. They're extra absorbent too. It's like you're not even wearing a Band-Aid. It's like you're not even bleeding. But you almost forget you're wearing them. And sometimes they pull your hair on your ankles and you know, that's just really annoying. How can we fix that? Well, honestly, we don't have a suggestion for that, but you should just get yours today. This is the lamest commercial of the show, and you won't have to worry about this anymore, because the rest are fun.
The year is 1997, and much is happening in the world today. We are all shocked by the sudden violent death of Princess Diana, as well as the death of the world's most famous ambassador of peace, Mother Teresa. However, Pahokee was celebrating the opening of the Shepherd's School. Entering kindergarten that year was Adam Dixon, under the tutelage of Miss Rebecca Morris. What's that word?
Tutelage.
Tutelage?
Yeah.
Like tutelage?
Gabby.
Miss Rebecca Morris. The rest of the staff included Miss Brenda Braddock in 3rd and 4th, Miss Terry Royal in 5th and 6th, and Mr. Rick White in 7th through 9th. Miss Lola Brewer took care of the office, and Pastor Brewer served as principal. Pastor David McClellan was on hand to do chapel for all the students. Yes, this year was quite memorable. U.S. President Bill Clinton is inaugurated for his 2nd term. His choice for Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, becomes the first female Secretary of State in U.S. history. Tony Blair is appointed Prime Minister of the United Kingdom by Elizabeth II. O.J. Simpson is found liable in civil court for the deaths of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson and is ordered to pay $30 million in damages to the families. In another case, Timothy McVeigh is sentenced to death for his part in the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. Tune-up and repair work on the Hubble Space Telescope is started by astronauts from the Space Shuttle Discovery. Later this year, NASA's Pathfinder space probe lands on the surface of Mars. After 117 years in business, the F.W. Woolworth Company closes. And for the first time in history, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closes about 7,000. Toward the end of the year, the Dow crashes because of a global economic scare, but regains later that day. 1 billion shares are traded on the New York Stock Exchange for the first time ever. 1 million men gather for a Promise Keepers Stand in the Gap event in Washington, D.C. The first color photograph appears on the front page of the New York Times. And now a word from Aaron Pachow.
Pet chow.
Oh.
Like most good dog owners, I love playing with my dogs. I love my pets and giving them good food. But there are some animals I'd rather not feed, like rodents, like mice, like rats. That's why I created this Pet Chow. Pet Chow is the only rat poison strong enough to have my picture on it. It is so powerful it could kill an animal 100 times bigger than the rats in your home instantly. Just make sure you keep your dogs away from it. Rats love these big meaty pieces. Just add water for a thick gravy that the rats love. So if you're suffering with rats, or just suffering in general, you should buy this rat poison.
The year is 1999, and Kenneth Bear Bain joined Adam in the 2nd grade with Miss Jennifer Rollins as their teacher. Adam and Bear sailed it alone for the next 3 years. They went through several teachers, but their almost favorite was Miss De Los Santos. Where else could they learn about aliens visiting Earth and how to interact with them? In 2002, Santos Calderon joined the ranks of the class of 11. Their fellow classmates were Marco De Los Santos, Sarah Herring, Davy McClellan, Katie Rhymes, Shanae, that's her name, Shanae Osborne, and Rick Villanueva. Our world had become a very unsure, violent place. The World Trade Center and the Pentagon had been destroyed by terrorists, and the United States was at war. We were mesmerized by the shock and awe shown on television daily. No longer was war something we learned about in class. Instead, we watched it being made via satellite. The boys rolled along for another year until they were finally on the top of the elementary heap, 6th grade. Katie Yonts joined the class of 11 this year in 2004. This strange new teacher had joined the ranks of the TSS faculty, Miss Jones. Truth be known, there were some students who were deeply disappointed that Miss Rodriguez was no longer the 6th grade teacher. So much so that they refused to enter the classroom. Thankfully, those fears were overcome when they realized Miss Jones was really Miss Tammy. What a relief. 2004 was a re-election year, and even though the Democratic Party started out with 11 candidates, their final choice of John Kerry proved to be a monumental mistake. George W. Bush was re-elected for a second term in office. The war in Iraq continued as well as in Afghanistan. Osama bin Laden was still at large. The fall of 2005 find our class of 11 entering 7th grade. What a letdown. Going from top dog to the bottom dwellers of junior high. TSS also added a male teacher, David Williams. On August 29th, Hurricane Katrina slammed into the U.S. Gulf Coast, destroying towns in Mississippi and Louisiana, displacing millions of people and killing almost 1,800. Levees in New Orleans were breached, leaving 80% of the city submerged, trapping 20% of the inhabitants trapped in the city. Around the country, we watched the harrowing rescues of people by the National Guard and Coast Guard. In October, school was totally disrupted as Hurricane Wilma tore through the glades, literally moving the roof of the church sanctuary several inches. Because electricity was out for several days, school was closed until a huge generator was brought in to run the school power. Although the school itself was not damaged, Miss Jones and her family lost their home to the storm. Farrell Kaiser came back for another revival, and students were stirred to a stronger commitment to their faith. Miss Jones introduced the students to academic games for social studies, giving them several afternoons of fun and games in West Palm Beach.
This program is also brought to you by Ninja Flakes. Tired of the same old cereal every morning? So are we. Then try this new Breakfast Ninja cereal. Wah! Breakfast Ninja cereal is made from action-packed marshmallows. Shapes including ninja stars, ninja grappling hooks, ninja swords, ninja shoes, ninja socks, ninja belts, ninja hoods, ninja colors, ninja awesomeness, and ninja punches. Breakfast Ninja is 100% marshmallows because ninjas only eat marshmallows. Breakfast Ninja is part of this balanced breakfast Crane style.
The year 2006 is upon us, and the class of 11 has finally arrived in high school. Miss Davis joined the TSS faculty to teach math and science. Rosa and Betty joined the class of 11. It was also the 10th anniversary of the Shepherd School. They also got to serve at their first prom and watch the entertainment by Justin Fennell. The end of the year was filled with tears as they bid farewell to their classmate Ashley Barnett and her family. During their freshman year, the national average price for 1 gallon of gas was $2.97, while the average price for a gallon of milk was $3.80. Home prices experienced the largest drop in 16 years. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were in a dead heat in their quest for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination. Fidel Castro ended his 49 years as president of Cuba by resigning his post due to his health. More states, cities, and non-public areas banned smoking. The New York Giants stopped the New England Patriots' winning streak by beating them 17-14 in an upset at Super Bowl 42. The much-hyped game was the most-watched Super Bowl of all time and the second most-watched TV program ever. Florida quarterback Tim Tebow won the Heisman Trophy. The Boston Red Sox swept away the Colorado Rockies to win its second World Series in 4 years. Social networking websites continue to gain popularity and add millions of subscribers who ventured online to interact. Two of the largest, MySpace and Facebook, even developed a budding business rivalry. Nearly half of all teens use instant messaging. 13% even use it to break up.
Are you tired of all the boring programming on television? Yes. Are you a channel surfer? Do you suffer from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder? Do you love high definition? If so, you'll love ADHD HTTV, the new network that does the channel surfing for you. No remote needed. With ADHD HDTV, we'll surf through all your favorite shows for you. CNN, headlines, punchlines, car crashes, funny bloopers. You'll never watch more than 4 seconds of anything ever again. So what are you waiting for? You're not waiting, you have ADHD. Call now, and if you don't get anyone on the second ring, try to make a song out of the key tones. Walk around biting your nails, wondering if you left the iron on. Place your order today, unless you forget and do something else.
The next couple of years passed by quickly as they began having to say goodbye to friends who were graduating before them. 2009 arrived with the last addition to the class of 11, Scott Meredith. Their junior year began with much enthusiasm. This class continued the tradition of winning field day, as well as winning the 5 feet at Sea-Jacks in the Academic Bowl. The world had seen the landmark election of the first African-American president in 2008. We are now looking at President Obama's first-year report card. He announced his intention to withdraw the troops from Iraq, but first, a 30,000-troop surge was needed to complete the mission. He set aside billions of stimulus dollars for education. Because of the economic crisis, his environmental plans took a backseat. In a surprise move, the Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to President Obama for his efforts to strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples. Many were skeptical of the award, feeling it was given too early into the presidency. Because we were at war with 2 countries. The world once again mourned the loss of 2 iconic faces, Walter Cronkite and Farrah Fawcett. Cronkite anchored the CBS Evening News for 20 years and was known as the most trusted man in America. Farrah was known for her role in the 70s hit show Charlie's Angels. She is also the cause of the Fawcett flip hairstyle, which has feathers both sides of her hair.
It's wacky, it's putty, it's got the most creative name we've ever thought of. It's Wacky Putty, the toy sensation that's sweeping the nation. Only $14.95, I repeat, $14.95. This thing only costs $14.95. If you don't have $14.95, why are you watching TV? At participating stores, get one today. Roll it into a ball, bounce it, do emergency plumbing repairs, bounce it. It can also be used to hold dentures in place, or you can bounce it. Warning, pregnant women, the elderly, and children under the age of 10 should avoid prolonged exposure to Wacky Putty. Caution! Wacky Putty may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Wacky Putty contains a liquid core, which when exposed due to rupture should not be licked, touched, inhaled, or looked at. Don't even be around it. Do not use Wacky Putty on concrete. Discontinue use if you experience any of the following: itching, vertigo, dizziness, bouncing, tingling in the extremities, loss of balance or bouncing, slurred speech, temporary blindness, nosebleed, uncontrolled hair growth, drooling. If Wacky Putty begins to smoke, seek shelter immediately and cover your head. Wacky Putty needs to be checked each week for radiation leakage. When not in use, Wacky Putty should be returned to its special container and kept in the refrigerator. Failure to do so removes the maker of Wacky Putty, Unsafe Toys Incorporated, and its parent company, Global Plumbing, from any and all liabilities. Ingredients of Wacky Putty include a glowing substance that fell from the earth from a meteorite. Under no circumstances should you expose your Wacky Putty to country music. Wacky Putty, everyone's favorite toy. Get one today.
2010 has finally arrived. The class is now the senior class. With 7 seniors, the class will have the esteemed honor of being the largest graduating class in TSS history. This is proven to be a very busy year. The majority of the class has participated in several different competitions, bringing home first place awards in flocks and sea-jacks. Tonight we honor Bear Bang, Rosa Burgos, Santos Calderon, Adam Dixon, Betty Gonzalez, Scott Meredith, and Katie Young.
We couldn't keep her away, folks. We have a very special guest who has just arrived who will be completing the rest of this broadcast. This person has come from the farthest recesses imaginable. Would you join me in welcoming Miss Shamsa Shagnasty?
You know how some nerds have pocket protectors? I have eye protectors. Or just in case somebody feels an idiot.
Where were we? There's Sam. I don't think I can see their names. Hold on a minute.
Wait, no, I have to take the picture. I worked hard. Say that thing. I missed you, Miss Shagna. Oh, I missed you too, honey. You just don't know. Okay, anybody else want a picture? Is that all? You're good. I can say Shady to strong Kate on the wrong place. We need a stand-up picture. I need your gown.